party people, what is up? Raw 30 is officially over. It was totally dope. There are a lot of cool things going on, especially Oscar-worthy performances from that entire Bloodline segment. But did it lead to the Raw steel cage match between Becky Lynch and Bayley to get a little bit scrapped and not happen at all? And did Undertaker just pass the torch to Bray Wyatt? Don't worry, you guys. With everything that just went down on Raw, all the big stuff is about to hear right here, right now, because the newest episode of The Gift of Gabe covering Raw 30 is about to start. You guessed it. Now. Alright guys, so we're going to get things started with how Raw ended. I kind of saw how this one was going to end up playing out when they said no disqualification. As I expected, Brock Lesnar came back again, attacked Bobby Lashley, cost him the US title, blah, 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 blah. I don't like Brock Lesnar. I made this clear. He's such a piece of crap. But I literally knew that's where they was going. I'm like, they made no disqualification. I'm like, that obviously means Lesnar showing up to cost Bobby Lashley the title again, which means they're going to fight again, and Bobby Lashley literally should just body him. I go back to like when Goldberg squashed Brock Lesnar. Literally just do that, because Bobby Lashley is 20 million times the superior athlete that Brock Lesnar is. Dude sucks. Like, literally, I don't care about seeing Brock Lesnar on my screen. I really didn't think we needed to do this match. Again, it's definitely going to happen in Mania. It's obviously not going to happen. They're probably going to interact with each other in the Rumble match now. Maybe. Either way, we're getting Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley 3 somewhere down the line, and, you know, Bobby should literally just body Brock. It shouldn't even be a question. But, you know, whatever. And as for Austin Theory, he's going to be in the Rumble this weekend. After that, don't really know what's next for him. He's still doing great as the U.S. champion, as, you know, the now. Maybe he gets, like, a potential, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe he could defend the title outside of the Elimination Chamber. That'd be pretty crazy. Still don't have a top title, like, on Raw, you know, with Reigns holding both straps. So, it's an option. It could, you never know. It could actually happen. And then steadily maybe build up a really credible title challenger for WrestleMania. Unless he's someone fighting John Cena. Then, obviously, he'll lose the title before then. But, main things, guys. Lesnar's back. Blah, this, blah, that. Stupid Lesnar. Lashley deserves better to fight that bum again. Guys, tonight, was expecting it. LA Knight made a little appearance. You know, yeah. But, you know, doing what LA Knight does, saying whose game is it, insulting the fans, all this and that, saying no one will come out to fight him, and ding. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, you're like, dude, he was like talking shit about Bray Wyatt, but now he's gonna deal with the Undertaker. It got even worse. He had to deal with the American badass version of the Undertaker. I was a little disappointed, you know, with the music he came out to. I was like, when I saw American Badass, I'm like, oh my god, here we go. Here we're gonna hear like rolling, 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 keep rolling, or like, you know, you've done it now. You're gonna made a big mistake. But it was just this random new American Badass theme. It was fine. That was probably the only thing I didn't like about it. But then Bray Wyatt comes out. LA Knight literally was in a rock and a hard place. And, you know, Bray Wyatt ended up hitting Sister Abigail. And Bray Wyatt got something whispered in his ear by The Undertaker. Some are calling it a passing of the torch moment. We all know, we can all agree, Bray Wyatt or nobody will ever be able to be what The Undertaker was ever. Not like as long as WWE, as long as wrestling goes on, period. But Bray Wyatt is the closest thing we have to an Undertaker-esque, you know, with the mystique and all that kind of stuff. So I get it kind of being like a passing of the torch moment. Some people are already having fun with, you know, what he whispered into Bray Wyatt's ear. You know, wrong answers only. Some even said just like, hey, this is your yard now. And I'm like, he definitely didn't say that, because Owens said that freaking after he beat Undertaker at WrestleMania 33 all those years back. But honestly, I liked the segment. It was super cool. I wasn't expecting the American Badass, but it was great. That bike around the ring definitely was not the same as it used to be. He definitely had to take it a little slow. He almost hit the ring post at one point. I was like, dude, you came close to wrecking your shoulder, and that would have ruined everything. Aside from that, this pitch black match at the Royal Rumble, we still have really no clue what is going to go down with that. It's going to be entertaining. Who's going to show up? Is it just going to be Bray Wyatt like we saw tonight, or is it going to be The Fiend? Uncle Howie's definitely going to probably get involved. Alexa Bliss might probably get involved. Like, There's going to be a lot of stuff going on in this match, aside from just the match itself, which, again, we have no idea even about because it's the first time ever pitch black. So, definitely not going to want to look forward to that going down on freaking Saturday. All right, you guys. It is all... Actually, you know what? Before I get into this, because this might have affected it, Becky Lynch versus Bayley, Steel Cage, was one of the most hyped matches going into tonight. It did not happen. Damage Control literally just beat them down from the get-go. And no match ended up happening. Some people were definitely disappointed by that. Heard some things, nothing confirmed that, you know, the Bloodline segment, as great as it was, and then the tag title match ended up making too much time, and they just decided to cut it. I have no idea. Maybe this was the original plan all along, but it wouldn't make sense because you don't really build up a steel cage match and then just do that. So, I don't really know. They'll probably end up fighting somewhere down the line soon, like on like a couple weeks Raw from now, or maybe in like Elimination Chamber, because that's 3 weeks after the Rumble. So maybe that's where this feud picks up, but I definitely was surprised. They went downstairs, came back up, and I'm like, wait, what happened to the match? Well, that's what happened. All right, guys, now we're going to get straight up into it. The entire stuff with the Bloodline. Round of applause. Oscars, 7 stars, any kind of award, Emmys, Golden Globes, all that crap. You can throw it all at this segment and the match itself because it was all, again, amazing. Thank you, Papa H, because it was great. You had to do it a little bit on the fly, you know, including last week's SmackDown angle because, you know, of the Bloodline Acknowledgement Ceremony having to get scrapped because Alpha, Sika, Rikishi couldn't all make it. But this was so good. I was stressed the entire time. I was like, thank God they're doing this first because I was not going to be able to last the entire night and having to deal with this because it was stressing me out the whole time. And freaking Paul, like, he was hurting me, man. I'm like, dude, you don't got to be attacking Sami, my guy, like this. Like, this really hurts. Like, and Sami's like, dude, that just hurt. I'm like, yeah, bro, for real. And then after all that, Zayn's like, you know what, man? My defense is that I have no defense. Like, after all this, if y'all really don't think I'm with you, then, you know, I'm just going to shut my mouth now. And he did. And Roman was pissed. He's like, you don't have no respect for me to even fight for this? You know, I'm talking Solo. And man, Solo, you better take him out with that Samoan spike. I was like, don't do it, man. Don't do it, Solo. I was like, oh, God, we're all holding our breaths. And I'm like, it's happening. But then Jay, with a tear in our eye, Jay made the save. He said, Sami, I love you as a brother, my oos. And David Sami's face, as he's watching the clips that Jay showed to prove why he belongs in the Bloodline, that he is true 100% red bloodline for the oos with the juice, certified oosologist, bro. Sami's face reflected all of ours, bro. We were shedding tears. It was absolutely freaking beautiful. I freaking loved every second of it. And in the end, Roman said, not guilty because both the Usos raised their ones to the sky along with literally the entire rest of the Wells Fargo Center saying that Zayn should remain in the Bloodline because it's literally the best thing going. But key thing is, Roman said, Sami, you're not guilty for now. He said, get through tonight, which he did, but he didn't want to see him clear at all on any show, nothing. He want to hear nothing about Sami. He told him go home and then come back on Saturday for the Rumble where he will have his final test. And that leads to what Kevin Owens was saying later on tonight. He said that he was going to take the undisputed Universal title off of Roman Reigns or he was going to die trying. Well, guess what, dude? You're going to die trying again. It's going to be great. We can all speculate about what exactly it could be. That's his final test. Zayn just helping Roman win, period. Zayn finally helping to literally take out Owens after the match for good. And he probably won't be able to do it. Or maybe he will be able to do it. If we've learned one thing about this whole storyline is to expect the unexpected. Maybe Zayn would actually be able to pull the trigger. We don't actually know because we don't know exactly what this final test is going to be. But this match this Saturday is going to be great. But the tag title match was even better. Like, they didn't just go with the segment. They said, yo, let's make this tag title match great. A banger. I went in, I told y'all guys, ever since they became no contenders, Judgment Day, they got this. They're going to get the straps. After that whole segment, I was like, dude, Sami, Bloodline has to win now. Bloodline has to win now. They have no other choice, because if they had lost, especially when Zayn had to come in for Jimmy, which thank God that was a work. That scared me for a second, but I'm like, this is a work to try and get Sami in. But I was like, oh no, what if he takes the pin? But he didn't. He helped get the dub with a 1-2 between him and Jay. Held the titles up in the air. It was totally great. It helped Sami keep alive for the night so that he can actually make it to Saturday. But just one last time, you guys, this segment was absolutely beautiful, especially the dynamic between just Sami and the rest of the Usos. I absolutely loved it. We all loved it. One of the best segments we've seen in years, but it's just because this storyline has been an absolute gem, and it's just a credit to everyone in the Bloodline, especially Sami Zayn. But I don't know, you guys. It really begs a question. I saw a lot of people, some people have already been saying it, but got a little bit more stronger tonight. They're like, dude, Sami's got to win the Rumble, or like Sami's got to end up fighting Roman at WrestleMania. I gotta be honest, you guys. Even the reaction, like during the entire segment, they're like, Sami. So even during the match, like when he announced he was gonna be in it, I gotta be honest, you guys. And I'm really not seeing Zayn and Owens versus the Usos, only because the Usos are the ones that stuck up for him, and Zayn's not gonna turn on them after all of this. They would have to be the ones to turn on him. And even though Roman would tell them to give the orders, they showed tonight that they were willing to like stand up to Roman in order to protect Sami. So I don't know, you guys. I feel like Zayn and Owens versus the Usos, the tag titles might not happen. I feel like they might be going the route of Cody one night and Sami another to take both titles off Roman, which would be absolutely fantastic, especially for Sami. We're going to have to wait and see how this all fleshes out at the Rumble. We'll have a little bit more, but we won't have all of it. But Royal Rumble will provide a lot more answers to some of these questions and speculation that we had following this brilliant segment. All right, you guys, that was Raw 30. A lot of cool things went on. Some confusing, because Kurt Angle literally took Zayn's honorary Oos thing and said, hey, I'm going to be an honorary member of DX before, shifting into referee position, which was pretty fun. But overall, you guys, it was cool. For those of you who have been able to see this whole 30-year run, it was probably definitely a tribute for you. As someone who's seen 8 years of it, I've seen a lot of great moments, as anyone else has, but it's over. We move on to the rest of Royal Rumble week. Aside from that, Dynamite this Wednesday, a lot of cool stuff going on there. More title matches, and Bryan Danielson, Brian Cage in the next step for Danielson to get his hands on MJF. And then SmackDown, which is going to be headlined by Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa. Kevin Owens could be finally the one that actually gives Solo his first loss since coming up to SmackDown Raw overall. And then finally, Royal Rumble on Saturday. You ain't going to want to miss it. Headlined by the 30-man Royal Rumble match. I am so excited. I'm so excited for everything. And now we are going to know that, honestly, this Saturday looks like the Zen climax of this story might be here with this final test. You're not going to want to miss these shows, and you're not going to want to miss what your boy, the best gifted gabber in the biz, has to say afterwards here on your boy's channel. So until then, you guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, because I know you just want to. You can't resist. And I will see you guys after Dynamite on Wednesday. Rumble's almost here, you guys. So just kick back and let's enjoy some Wednesday night fight action this week on Dynamite. I'll see y'all after the show. Deuces, Spuces. Who better to gab with than your boy, Gabe.